Fuck me. Alright, let me find. Where the hell? Oh, there it is. Perfect. Fuck. Oh, no, not quite back, Skittles. Not quite. Oh, you did not anxious. That's amazing. We're not back. It's, I think, these lives take a lot out of me. Yeah, they really do take a lot out of me. And ordinarily, after the first big live, which would have been Sunday, I kind of crash out for a while. 3K views is good. I kind of crash out for minimum 1 day, sometimes as many as three. But the problem was that we had the main live on Sunday. I was not prepared. That was 7 hours, 7.5 hours, 7 hours 20. And in order to prepare for this live, it took a couple of solid days. And I was scrambling up until the last second to get it all finished. I think I had to get this live right for a few reasons. I think because a lot of really influential losers support Artemis. And so I needed to. It's kind of like when you're going to go for. You got to go for the head when you're going for someone who has any sort of influence, if that makes sense. So I really needed to make sure that what I was sharing was a coherent story that was convincing. And that requires a lot of time. In fact, this live, I don't know, honestly felt. They're all stressful, but this one was like confusing because ordinarily I'm telling a live about one person and having to like weave in the fact that there were multiple people who I'm calling out, then combine that with the fact that there's multiple victims, then combine that with the fact that there's multiple reasons being used. It's a lot. And like there's a lot of stuff that ends up getting missed, pardon me. So like I kind of forgot like petty schmoxed Ken. I could have spent 10 minutes on that and I just brushed through it for God's sake. So, this was not. I'm really glad it's kind of over. Fartimus, I think I was going to go into my server and just do a Discord call. But the problem is that like I'm so tired that I can't like socialize with someone right now. Hey Amy. Like I wouldn't have the sort of like my right mind frame. I'm certainly not paying close enough attention. It would be exhausting for me to talk to someone. Hey Odom. And so if I went into my Discord server to relax, I feel like I would end up getting kind of stressed. And so these sort of detox lives where I just rant to myself are kind of good. It's funny. I do put a lot of work into these lives, but oh, Bug, just send me another request now. I'm not going to be looking at anything for the next 12 hours, but when I wake up tomorrow, all the ones at the top I'll be dealing with first. I do appreciate that people understand how much work goes into this. I don't know if people understand how much other people help with this stuff. And like there's big stuff and there's little stuff. I think this may be a mistake. Let me just check. Hey, yeah, it was a mistake. Is it a mistake?
Yeah. No, I just want to come up and say, Irish, I'm still recovering from the documentary that you did on Bobby. I think, honestly, that was one of the best exposés I have ever seen in my entire life. I've even wanted to send you a message, but I can't send you a message for some reason. But that's what I wanted to say. I think, honestly, this is the best page I have followed in the last 6 month, I would say. So kudos to you. I'll let you get on with this one. Bye bye.
Thanks, I appreciate it. That You know what? I often say to people that I don't like verbal compliments whatsoever, but I do love written compliments. There is one of what's the aim here? Sin. I think the aim is literally written in it, but there is one person I can't stand verbal in the next 24 hours, but usually within 12. And when they message me, they usually say, "You will take this compliment." And they don't mean it in a weird way. But it's more so they know that I don't particularly like compliments. I think they know now I'm good with written. And I got to admit that those written compliments, they mean a ton to me because there's so much hard work that goes into this, not just me, but like other people. Like it's a culmination. And sometimes people who give me like written compliments, there are parts in there that relate to other people. So I'll, get rid of your name, but I'll usually pass them on to other people. Oh, Miss Misandry's still holding true to her principles. So the same way that Miss Misandry is holding on, like she's fighting it. She fights it. Not very hard because it's not very difficult for her to fight it. But every once in a while, she gets like a little ping, and then she's like, "No, pass." Just like she may fight those instincts, I have to fight my instinct that when Miss Misandry is shit talking me or ignoring me in the comments, I have to I have to ignore my instincts to want to people please her even more. It's so toxic. The way to get my attention, to get my heart, is to literally ignore me or talk shit. I swear to God, it's an Irish thing. It's literally an Irish thing. We don't trust people who are nice to us. We just don't trust you. Fate, I'm not going to bring up anyone else. I appreciate you requesting though. But yeah, written compliments are great because, like, I will admit, Magical, I think I just need some private unwind time. And when I go live, I'm able to sort of like talk stuff out in my own head, if that makes sense. And I feel like, yeah, Ash is the person who platforms with Lucario. But, the verbal compliments make me feel untrusting of the person. Uh, Ash, do you think you contribute a positive to society? Look at Ash coming in here telling us how to be productive members of society. It's adorable. Hey, Shubs. You're not serving me in the military, Ash. I'm not pro going abroad to further America's interest by unaliving primarily innocent people. So, yay, you, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Ireland doesn't have a standing army for exactly that reason. So, if you wanted to become military, that's great for you. Like, I'm really happy you found a career that you enjoy. I'm really happy that you found a calling. Personally, my calling is not trying to unalive other people. Like, it's not my favorite thing to do in the world. But no, you're right. You come in here, you tell me I'm not making a positive contribution to society while your job is literally unaliving people. Like, the lack of self-reflection. It's why don't you come in here next and tell me you're a police officer? Like, like, oh, it's so up your own arse. Drives me nuts. But I don't know. I do the verbal compliments freak me out. Written compliments make me feel happy because I'm able to like digest them a little bit more slowly. And it's kind of crazy that after a couple of years of therapy, I've not gotten better with verbal compliments. I have learned to take them from people who I've known longer, but it's usually as a sign of respect as opposed to like me wanting to take it, if that makes sense. But the written compliments help because there's so much work that goes into it, but there's also so much stress, and there's so much I know that I was meant to share that I didn't get a chance to share. Because, like, the amount of prep work is genuinely crazy. Like, in order to be able, like, the investigation part is crazy. Like, just being able to figure that out. Being able to figure out, like, who did what and what were all the moving parts. And it's been interesting seeing how narratives have changed. And what I mean by that is what I understood Ken to be saying the first time around without me having context, I was lost. I had no idea. I'm sure Ken thought I was paying attention and was really checked in or something, but I mean, it was very difficult for me to follow. And it took me a while for everything to click and for me to understand all the relationships. And honestly, one of the more disappointing things is cyber was that I did not really understand why cyber may be relevant or how cyber may come into play or why I kept hearing cyber's name. And then I finally looked into it and then I was like, boom, there's a trend. All the people who were being attacked, every single person that they were attacking, every single person was someone who had an interest in the biology degree. And once I figured that out, it just became so obvious what was going on. Insidious, but obvious. Like, does Artemis even make this right at this point? Because like I don't really know how Artemis could make it right, right? Because Artemis was offered so many chances 2 years ago. Artemis had a polite call in a year ago. Artemis ignored the request by trans people who indicated they do not want them ever lying again. Artemis continued to lie. Then there was a call out in October for cyber. And when cyber appropriately said, hey, you're lying about your biology degree, Artemis attacked him. And then when I called her out, she called me and said everything I'm saying is untrue. And so now that she's been caught with her drawers down, like, why would anyone ever trust her? Ever? If there's, I understand that if people are asking you, sure, Nat, Artemis is an anti black, anti LGBTQ, anti indigenous creator whose husband believes it's okay to call black people what was that, flying monkeys even when they ask not to be. Donk, who's on another backdrop, is an actual schmatzi who has multiple photos of him doing the Schmittler salute. Petty and nerdy, and then Maddie up in the top right has no problem platforming and protecting schmexually inappropriate people while ignoring women who come to her to warn her. They're all, it's just a panel of scumbags. Why do you guys engage with someone like Ash? Just mute them or kick them, guys. We don't need them in here. We saw where they stood, and they're friends with Lucario, so, like, why even, like, I wouldn't engage at all. Personally, I mean, not to, I know you guys like to mess around, but. Yeah, yeah, no problem in that. So, I don't know. I think I'm actually falling asleep, which sucks because I did want an opportunity